Welcome back once again to the Simple 1500 series. I'm Bio, and we're going to be looking at another bunch of Simple 1500 series games. Look at that, right? We're almost there. We've got this is the second to last video based on this 1500 series. And like I said, in the later half of the 1500 series, it's a bit more variety. You got a lot more different types of games to cover, and this video is no exception. There is literally a game in like every single kind of genre. There's no game that's in the same genre, is what I'm trying to say, in this video, in this set of games. So let's jump right in, shall we? The first game I'm not going to talk about much because I don't really understand it, and that is the Simple 1500 series, Volume 85, the Sengoku Boosh. I don't know what I'm doing. I think this is supposed to be like a turn-based strategy of some kind, based around like the Edo period, Meiji era. I don't know, something like that. And I don't know, you're going around invading different countries and whatnot. I don't know. You got like a whole map of Japan, and I think you got to kind of do something similar to that. Similar to like, I don't know, the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. You ever heard of that series? But yeah, it's all completely in Japanese, and I have no clue what I'm doing in this game. So, and I think that's that. So the goal of the game is to probably take over the entirety of Japan or something like that. But like I said, it's completely in Japanese. It's unplayable for anyone who doesn't speak Japanese. The next game is Volume 86, the Oni Go Code, which could be translated as, I guess, the summer camp, maybe? Something like that? I don't know. Basically, you pick a kid, and you play in some of these, like, mini-game kind of things. Where, like, for example, the one you're seeing currently is tag, you just loads of different types of mini games, really. You got like racing, for example, like you can see here. I think it's just a bunch of kids that live in like the countryside, playing games during like summer vacation or something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's summer vacation or something. But the one thing to take note about this game is that it's developed by the same developers as The Sniper. That's Soul in Best Media. So, very interesting game they chose to do as their like second game. I think this is their second game actually, is to do a game like this. Like for this one, you got to collect coins while avoiding the dog. So there's a lot of different variety of games. But there's one thing I want to make completely and utterly certain that you understand is the controls are the weirdest fucking thing in this game. They're so strange. Like to move your character involves pressing like the face buttons plus using the analog stick, and when you do that, the character's direction is orientated based on what face buttons you're pressing, and he moves forward and backwards based on the analog stick. It's like a real strange tank controls. That's the best way to describe it. Really strange tank controls, and it takes a hell of a lot to get used to. But I think this is a cool little game, it's nice, there isn't really much else I can say about it, but it's a nice little game, nice charming little game. The next game I'm going to be talking about is Volume 87, the Kyoutei, which is a type of sports game, where you're in this like little kind of speedboat thing. I'm pretty sure I've seen this sport before. I don't know what it's called in English, I can't remember, and I don't care enough to look it up. But yeah, it's a boat racing game, and it's very basic. Like, look at this. Does this look interesting to you? It doesn't, does it? It's very basic. Like, there isn't really much thought put into level design. Here, I'm just doing like a time trial kind of thing. Well, it's not time trial, but you are getting timed as you go around. But then you can also have like races with other characters and going around. But the courses are very basic and bare bones, similar to this course really, where you're just like going around in a circle. Yeah, it's not a great racing game, if I be completely honest. That also, I had quite a lot of problems getting this to run on the emulator for some reason, but it did get it to run to some degree, but still it was very difficult. But yeah, it's a real strange boat racing game, and I probably wouldn't recommend it to someone. Probably not. The next game I'm going to be talking about is Volume 88, the Gal Mahjong. And it's Mahjong. I'm not joking. It's Mahjong with girls. That's basically what this game is. But what else is there to say? You know, it's Mahjong with girls. One thing that this game did teach me is that you can actually play Mahjong with 2 people. I didn't think that was possible, but yes, you can. You can. Thank God. You know, maybe I'll be more inclined to actually learn how to play the game properly now that I know that you can play it with 2 people. But yeah, it's Mahjong, and unfortunately my understanding of the game is very, very minimal. I wish I understood the game more. It's Ricci style Mahjong, in case you're wondering, yeah. Yeah, I wish I understood the game more. I need to really, at some point, get up and look up the rules and whatnot and try and learn how to play for myself. But yeah, in terms of, like, as a game, it is literally what we've seen before from Volume 1, but with girls. That's it. The next game is Power Shovel, also known as Volume 89, The Power Shovel. So this game got released in the West and is basically a game where you play as a giant, digger dumper thing, and JCB, and you go around doing different objectives. For example, destroy a car. In this one, he's making curry. You know, it's various different things. Now, I couldn't get the Japanese version of the game to work, so you're looking at English version footage here, and yeah, it's a strange game. It's very strange when you just like cook curry or go through an obstacle course with your little digger dump truck thing. And it's just like, what? Whoa, what kind of game is this? You know what I mean? But it's a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun. Controls can be a little bit strange, but yeah, I don't think it's too bad in all fairness. And next on the list is Volume 90, The Censure. Basically, the tank. Yeah, you're playing a tank. It's a tank simulator. Here you go. I'm in a tank fighting other tanks. What? What else did you want me to say? That's the game. That's the whole entire game. You are a tank, and your objective is to go around and take down other enemy tanks while making sure that you don't get taken down yourself. You can rotate your gun, tank barrel, whatever, a full 360 degrees. You have the movement of a tank, you know. What else is there to say? You play as a tank. Next on the list is Volume 91, The Gambler Hono no Tobaku Sendetsu. Something like that. It's a dice game of some kind. I think it's a Japanese dice game. I've seen this dice game in a lot of Japanese like movies, Yakuza movies and stuff like that. So it's like, I think this is the game that they used to play when they into the gambling parlors back during like the Meiji Edo era, whatever. But obviously it's all in Japanese, and I don't really understand what I'm supposed to be doing. But somehow, if you look at the original video on my second channel, Byron the Shadow Realm, I kept winning somehow. I don't know what I was doing, but I just kept winning, and then when I finally lost, I lost. But yeah, it is really strange. So you bet some chips, the dice gets you're cool of what you think the dice is gonna do or something. I don't know. And then you throw the dice, you get some numbers. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You know, you may have won, you may not have won. Who knows? Who knows? Because again, it's all in Japanese. You don't know what the rules are. I'm not familiar with this type of game. So yeah, you're just like, oh, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. But you just keep winning. But yeah, so that's the Gambler. It's just this game, whatever this is, this dice game. The next game is Volume 92, the Tosun RPG, Ginrei no Hasha, also known as the Mountain RPG. And yeah, I'm glad I was actually able to play this game in comparison to the Dungeon RPG, which I couldn't play because it just wouldn't work on the emulator. This game's weird, right? I'm just going to say right off the bat, this game's weird. So I think you're like a camping team, right? A mountain climbing team, whatever. Climbing Mount Everest or some kind of snowy mountain of some kind. I don't think that's Mount Fiji, I'm just going to say, you know. And, yeah, you go to a cave. I think some event happens at the cave, and then you journey on back. And you've got these monsters around that on the mountain, and you got to be careful because these monsters get you. And it's time for a battle, and what do you get? Oh, look, it's a it's an RPG turn-based battle system that you have no control over, mind you. And I'm not even joking when I say that. You have no control whatsoever over it. The battle just happens automatically. The characters attack the enemies automatically, and you have no clue what's going on. You know, the whole entire time I was playing this game, my guys just won anyway. They just won every time, so it didn't really matter. But I don't really understand what you're really supposed to do in the game. You know, I'm guessing you're supposed to go to each of the caves, right, and then go back to your home camp, because that's, you know, you need to go to all the caves. But afterwards, after I've been to all the caves, the game just continued, and I was like, oh, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So it's a cool little game. It's just it doesn't really have kind of like any kind of like visual objective to go for. You don't know. You just assume you're supposed to go to the caves. The battles are automatic. And after you've done all the caves, you don't know where to go from there. But yeah, I like the game for what it is. It's nice. It's a cool little game. Next, we have Volume 93, the Puzzle Bobble 4. Or Bust a Move 4, as it's known as in the West. And obviously, I've played this game before. Again, if any game that was released in English, I've played before. And yeah, I enjoy it. It's just basically match up the bubbles. You know, you got a green, what was it, red bubble, orange bubble. You just aim it at the other bubbles of that kind. See if you can knock more bubbles off in a combo move to be able to pull off a special move that you can then use to attack your opponent with, and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a cool little puzzle game, and you don't really see it nowadays. The Bust a Move series or the Puzzle Bobble series, you don't really see it nowadays. But I'd love for it to come back. But you got other games similar to it, so I'm not surprised it don't really come back. Yeah, an enjoyable little game. I haven't really got much else to say about that. I've played it before. It's an enjoyable little puzzle game. Next, we have the final game of this set, and that's Volume 94, the Cameraman. Yes. What do you see here? What does this look like to you? Does it look like an NES game? Well, guess what? So do I think that opinion. Yeah, I think it looks like an NES game as well. It's really kind of strange, this game, if I be completely honest. So you're playing as a cameraman, and you move the cursor over the screen. You're just supposed to take pictures of various things. Certain things net you more points than others. Like, you just take a picture of a person walking down the street, you get 100 points. But if you take a picture of someone who just falling down, you get more. Or you're just like, oh, there's a pair of knickers falling from the sky. What's that about? You got Spider-Man on the wall. Take a picture of Spider-Man. Take a picture of a car crash. Yeah, you just get more points if the event is more interesting, basically. So yeah, and that's the game. I don't know what else to say about it. It's kind of basic. You just go through each level, snapping pictures. If you get enough of a score, then great, you can progress to the next stage. If not, then you have to repeat the stage again until you get enough score. And that's the Cameraman for you. It's very interesting to have a game that looks like this on the PlayStation 1, if I'll be completely honest. It really does look like it was like made in MS Paint, which, NES game. And that's all we have time for today. That's volumes 85 to 94 that we've covered today, we've had a look at. And we've got one video left to come out. One more video covering volumes 95 to 104. And then that's it. The Simple 1500 series will be over. It will be over. If I be completely honest, I find this series is kind of dragged now. It was interesting to begin with. It was more interesting to cover like select games. But going through and covering every single game, it's kind of been a chore, if I be completely honest. There's 104 games, trying to play 104 games. Obviously, some of them didn't work, but it's just, it's just, it's a lot of work. And you may think like, you don't really, write scripts for your videos and whatnot. I just don't have the time. It's just so much work trying to record the footage and whatnot for these games. It's just, yeah. But, But yeah, going back to this video, what would I say is my favorite? Probably the Tosun RPG. I think it's the one with the most interesting concept. Of course, Power Shovel's cool, and the Oni Go Code was pretty cool as well. But I'm going to stick with the Tosun RPG because I just think it's cool. Just look at the cover of it. The mountain has like angry eyes. It's cool. I like it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.